I can deal with it, Jerome.
I'll be right outside.
Okay.
When I first knew that he had never done a play before, I thought, well, okay, I'll be working with someone who's a beginner. So usually you kind of have to be very careful when you're working with someone who's not done it before, because there are a lot of things that they don't know and they don't know how to do, and they're going to make a lot of mistakes. And so you get in, when you jumped in, and all of a sudden this guy he's reacting the way experienced actors react, and he's not anticipating, and he's listening, which is something that a lot of experienced actors don't do. Listen is it's the big thing that any actor will tell you. That is the most important thing about acting, is that if you don't listen to what the other person's doing, then you're not going to know what's going on.
Yes, it's the first time I've ever been in the theater. And the funny thing about it is I've never really saw myself going for the theater. I've always going for film, but one day I just looked up on the internet and decided, just give it a try, and I'm hooked on it. What I've learned is, I think I've just gained like 10 years of my life, because what I've learned of all these experienced actors and everything, and it's just, I never really knew anything about theater until I walked in here and I performed on stage with these great actors next to me.
I was, in my younger years, I was a professional stage actor, and I also did, I made my living all my life as a voiceover announcer. You would know it the way I'm talking tonight. And I do have done commercials and narrations, and basically anybody that wants to pay me to talk out loud. And I still do it. I have a little studio in my house, and I work, don't work as much now as I did. I'm sort of semi-retired now, but I did, gosh, I've been doing it for 40 years, so I've had lots of commercials, narrations. I have a show running now on Discovery Channel. It's a 13-part series called Extreme Forensics, which is kind of an interesting show. And we just finished doing the second year of it. And that's the way I made my living all my life, but my real love is theater, being on the stage. There's just nothing that matches when you're in a play, and with a good cast that we have here, with a good script which we have, with a terrific director which we had in Paul Graffy, and it's all working, and it's all working well, and you can just tell that the audience is just right, they're just right here. There's just no feeling like that in the world, so that's why we do this, and that's why we do it for free.
Working on Mary, and going from where she first, the audience first sees her, until the very end, her change is astonishing. I mean, she just, the love and the caring that she receives from a particular person, this young man in particular, just brings her forth. But the catatonic, I don't know, I guess you just have to, and then bring her forward into where she is, where she's had no contact.
It's called talent again.
Oh, no. But, it's, I'm working with people who just help me.
Who
really
make her catatonic.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Thank you, Ann. Now we're doing more crazy.
They really help me, to...
I had a whole different idea of who Jerome was when I read the play, when I came in here. And he was very confrontational, and he was very direct, and he was very kind of not a very nice guy, and he was very possessive of the money and the whole thing. And Paul had this whole other idea that he did everything with a smile. He was very nice, and I thought, okay, let's do it. And you know what? Paul's way is, my way would have been very interesting for about the first 10 minutes. And then the audience would have said, who's this schmuck, Paul's way, there's depth, there's dimension, there's a whole lot more going on with what Paul wanted me to do than the way I saw it.
Yeah.
So it is a completely different way of playing it than I ever would have thought of. So, thanks, Paul.
Paul, I have worked with on stage in a number of shows, and I admire him so much. And when he began to direct, and this particular show came up, I thought, oh, I've got to audition. I've got to work with this man as a director. And he's phenomenal. He gives each and every person all the space they need to come to where their character is. And he's let us do that, and I just have adored every minute of it.
A dramedy.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
don't
play
know.
about people. I mean,
Yeah.
real, actual people. They're not
And
two-dimensional people. They're all three-dimensional people. All five of us are very, very three-dimensional people that have wants and needs and desires, and we interact with each other in different ways.
Exactly.
The way I interact with you is not the same way I interact with Diane, who plays your mother, and interact with you. And everybody interacts. Everybody has different wants, different needs, just like in life. So it's a play about people.
Absolutely.